Let's build a starting 11 out of World Cup winners only. Starting at goalkeeper, there's some good nominees. You can go 2006 Buffon. You can go 2010 Casillas.
Yeah.
But I think the pick has to go to the man who almost won the Ballon d'Or by the way he played between both sticks, Manuel Neuer.
That's such a good shout because I was thinking Emi Martinez just won goalkeeper of the year twice now. He had that massive stop in 2022 in the final. But Neuer's Neuer. The career he's had is ridiculous. One of the best goalkeepers of all time. Let's go Neuer.
Okay, let's go to fullbacks. We each get a pick here. Who's your pick?
When I think fullback, specifically right back, not a lot comes to mind. I think one guy who was so balanced, so well-rounded, high IQ. I'm thinking 2014 Philipp Lahm. Never made a mistake. Very good defensively, but could go forward and send in some very good deliveries. Give me Philipp Lahm right back.
Good. Left back, I'm going to go with a legend, a big name, a name with weight to it. It's the one and only 2002 Brazil's very own Roberto Carlos. A man that revolutionized the position. I think we have a great fullback pairing there.
Going to the center back position, I think someone who's just so dominant. This is going to be a little controversial, but Rafael Varane, man.
I was thinking that too.
He was so dominant, unbeatable, specifically in 2018. You couldn't get past him, man. In 2018, bro, Rafael Varane was the best center back in the world.
I'm going to go with the man that you mentioned, Carlos Puyol.
Cool with that.
Put Carlos Puyol, one of the best center backs I've ever seen. I love the tournament he had in 2010. I feel great about this defensive lineup, man. I really do. Now we have a midfield to pick from where we have legendary players, man. Like, honestly, most of the best midfielders in the world went on to win the World Cup. So make your pick.
Let's keep it Spanish then. Let's put Iniesta. A huge goal that gave a nation happiness for a full month, bro. Give me Andres Iniesta, one of the best midfielders of all time. The things he did with Barcelona as well. Unparalleled. Andres Iniesta's midfielder.
I'm going to pick a player that honestly might be controversial to some, but he scored in the World Cup final. He was crucial in big games. And at this moment in time, when the tournament was happening, he was unreal, man. Give me Paul Pogba. 2018 Paul Pogba. Cook me in the comments if you want, but I think at that level, one of the best midfielders I've ever seen.
Unplayable, man.
Unplayable.
You get the ball to him, he's not losing it. And he was so offensive at the time. He was one of the best midfielders. And at that time, you thought he was going to go on to win Ballon d'Ors, win Champions League, man. The stage he set for himself in 2018 was ridiculous. Here's the thing, man. I got to keep it French. I got to go Antoine Griezmann alongside Pogba. In my opinion, one of the most underrated players of all time. I'd put him in there every single time. A goal scorer, a creator, flair, so clinical in front of goal. I gotta go, my boy Antoine Griezmann in that midfield.
Up front, I gave you two midfield picks. I'm getting two offensive picks, all right? And to start, the easiest one to make out of them all, the GOAT, Lionel Messi in that wing position after what he did in 2022. Player of the tournament, lifting the most prestigious trophy up for his country. Lionel Messi, easy pick, brother.
Yeah, the easiest pick. He's in every single 11 ever created. You're delusional if he's not in there, bro. The greatest player of all time, bro. Messi.
Now, do you pick a striker or a winger? Which one are you going with?
That's the thing, man. The path that Giroud went on in 2018 was ridiculous. He was involved in almost every single goal, bro. At least in every single match. But he's not a dynamic guy. It's hard for me to fully commit to him, but from a number 9 position, I mean, he was everything you wanted and more for France.
Guys like Miroslav Klose.
Klose. I like that. I think we have to go Miroslav Klose in that center position, man, because when you think about clinicality, someone who can just score, you give him an inch space. At the time, he was just one of the better finishers in the international stage. Let's go Miroslav Klose in that striker position.
And to finish it off, if I'm going to go with a winger here, I know people are going to say recency bias and all these things, but folks, look at the numbers, look at the run we saw, 2018 Mbappe.
Or 2022 Mbappe.
Damn, man.
I think from a World Cup performance perspective, you have to have Mbappe.
He has to get in there. He has to, after what he's done now in 2 straight World Cups, he has to get in there. I'm sorry. Because of that, we have Mbappe, Klose, and Messi up front. What a convoluted team with different nationalities here. But I love it, man. I really do. That's our starting 11. U.S. men's national team all-time starting 11. Goalkeepers got to be pretty easy, in my opinion.
None has shone brighter than Tim Howard.
None, absolutely.
That 2014 performance against Belgium is legendary. It's iconic. It's gone down in the history books, the lore of U.S. men's national team football. Tim Howard, Evertonian legend as well. One of the best goalkeepers the U.S. has ever produced.
And now we look at the fullback position where I think we see a mix of modern and vintage players. Let's go modern here. I have to nominate Jedi Robinson.
Just won U.S. Player of the Year, by the way. He was dominant in the championship with Fulham, translated that into the Premier League by being one of the most attacking fullbacks in the entirety of the English league. Give me Anthony Robinson, left back.
And who you pairing him up with in the fullback position?
I gotta go with the veteran here in Steve Cherundolo. He was fantastic for the USA in those crucial moments.
Let's go to center back positions now, where we do have an interesting debate for who gets that selection, man. Is there a modern player that makes it?
This is tough. The center backs has always been the weakest part of the U.S. men's scheme when it comes to a good starting 11. I got a few nominees. Let's see if we can build a center back pairing here. I think if I'm going to start with, the modern player, I'm going to go with a more veteran player right now who's still playing, Tim Ream.
Is he even considered modern?
That's it.
He's so old, bro.
He's old, man. He's old.
But I think the fact that he's been in the Prem for a good while and just has played very well for the U.S. national team, I'm cool with Tim Ream here, especially if we pair him up with a guy like Carlos Bocanegra, who I think was essential for the USA in those late 2000s runs. Put Bocanegra in there with Tim Ream, I think we got a good center back pairing. In the midfield, I think USA has actually been blessed with a good amount of talent to pick from here. Who are you going with first?
Weston McKennie, man. On his day, he's the best midfielder in all of CONCACAF. He's been so dominant in this really big period for the U.S. in the 2020s. Had an interesting year this year specifically, but the course of his career, man, he's been so good at facilitating the ball from deep positions, and he can also get involved offensively, man. McKennie's very talented. He's got to be in the starting 11.
Easy pick there, easy pick. And another easy pick, in my opinion, is the bald head of the genius, Michael Bradley. I grew up watching this guy command the midfield for the USA. Sure, he wasn't the most elite midfielder out there, but he was consistent. He showed up when he had to. Michael Bradley, I think, gets into the all-time starting 11 midfield position for the USA.
And for that third spot, I'm looking for a destroyer, someone who's box to box. When I think box to box, prime legend U.S. men's player, I think Jermaine Jones, bro. Insane career in Germany, instrumental to the defensive midfield for the U.S. in 2014 in Brazil. His longevity and his work rate, it's unparalleled. I gotta have Jones in that midfield.
I'm cool with that. Where I don't think there's much debate is up front, man. I got Christian Pulisic, Landon Donovan, and Clint Dempsey, man. What an offense.
Yeah, the three best U.S. players of all time. And it's all in the offensive end. We really have produced some really clinical, some really clutch players. Landon Donovan is the epitome of what it means to be an American footballer. Yeah. He paved the way to have really good careers in Europe at the time alongside players like Carlos Bocanegra and Steve Cherundolo. And he was so clutch for the USA, especially in 2010, that really put us on the map. What three legendary players from a USA perspective.
Zarda's getting snubbed.
Any Altidore fans out there too, man, you're gonna be pissed.
Fired up right now, man. Let's start with the starting 11 made out of best hair. At goalkeeper, who do we got?
I'm going Casio, man.
Ooh.
His long, flowing locks. He's Brazilian, gives him a little bit of flair with it. He just looks like a Greek god in between the sticks.
Let's look at the fullback position. I think one that I gotta nominate, Marcelo.
Yeah, that fro, iconic, bro. You could see that from a mile away. You know who it is.
Marcelo's coming on. He's coming over. You can see him.
I was also gonna say maybe Felipe Luis in the similar vein of that Greek god type of look. He's just got that silky long hair. But two left backs, maybe put one on the other side.
I think we can finagle with it. As long as they got good hair, I think we're good. Center back, though. What center back stands out when it comes to hair?
I'm immediately going Van Dijk, bro. You see him from a blimp, you know what center back that is. It's Virg. It's Virgil van Dijk with that iconic ponytail.
The center back pairing that I'm about to offer is actually the same center back pairing I would pick if you told me to pick the two greatest center backs of all time. Virgil van Dijk and Maldini's hair, man. That Italian Greek god hair is ridiculous, bro. Especially back in his prime. And even now as an old man, he still has really good hair. I think that's a sign of how good of hair he was given by the gods of football and of hair. So congratulations to him. I think he's the pairing fullback for Van Dijk. Let's go to the midfield, though.
Greizmann, his hair is a canvas. You can do whatever you want with it. Paint it any color. Put it in any sort of low taper fade. Whatever you want. He can go long hair. He can go scraggly hair. Antoine Griezmann, gotta be in that midfield.
What I would give to have Andrea Pirlo's hair, man. And mix with that beautiful midfield virtuoso skill that he has, put him in that midfield for me, please. And to pair up alongside Pirlo and Griezmann, let's go with the Colombian Valderrama. I think Valderrama is an absolute staple when it comes to best hair in football. I mean, that fro was ridiculous, man. That's our midfield.
Left wing, though, sticking in South America, I know exactly who I'm picking, bro. I'm going Brazilian Neymar. Brazilian Neymar, one of the craziest hairstyles you've ever seen in football, bro. This is an easy one.
I keep keep wanting to pick Brazilians, bro. Because on that other wing, I want to put Dino.
Also iconic. You just know who's flying down that wing when you see that hair.
It's ridiculous, man. I think I got to go Dino here, which then leaves us with who's our striker.
Strikers don't have good hair, bro.
CR7? He's done so much to his hair.
But it's like, it's like simple stuff.
That's the thing, is that he I think, determined hairstyles for men for the next 10 years, man. Everybody's trying to get a Ronaldo haircut at
the
one
status
point.
of it all.
It's a status, man.
All right,
Impact.
let's go Cristiano.
I think let's put CR7 there. We got a really good lineup of men with good hair. And that is it for Give and Go on Goal. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more Goal USA content.